thank you. And then we have one item under new business that Mr. Frisby wants to bring forward. I throw it over to you, sir.
Thank you. I have a prepared statement I'll give to Julie later on. Thank you, Mayor, for this opportunity to say a few words in support of a resolution for climate change mitigation, which is a nonpartisan issue. Everybody in the world is being affected by this. As you all know, the U.S. is not included in the Paris Agreement supported by the IPCC report on climate change. It is now up to municipalities and states to pass ordinances, resolutions, and laws to protect our future generations' chances of survival in a non-hostile environment, including my 4 grandsons. 16-year-old Greta Thunberg, I think is how you pronounce it, from Sweden has stimulated the interest in mitigation directed toward the youth around the world. Just last Saturday, there was a worldwide climate strike. This is the advertisement for it. Originating from the youth in a large number of countries around the world. Here in Kansas City, UMKC and high school students, and Shawnee Mission also, in the area walked out of their classrooms like Greta did to sit in her parliamentary steps. Students in our area left their classrooms at 11 a.m. carrying posters supporting the fact that the U.S. is not acting in good faith to reduce the levels of carbon dioxide and methane, CH4, in our atmosphere. You might have seen Greta on TV today. I saw it a number of times. She was very angry at the UN. The warming of the planet is an indisputable fact. In fact, the hottest city on the planet so far is, and I'm going to mispronounce this, Jalalabad in Pakistan. I mispronounced it. Recently 124 degrees Fahrenheit according to Time Magazine September 23rd issue. If you haven't already picked up this issue, I would suggest highly that you pick up this September 23rd issue of Time Magazine. It's very good. People died, including babies, in Pakistan. In that same issue, it states, quote, if global warming is kept to 5 degrees Fahrenheit rather than the current projected 9 to 10 degrees Fahrenheit, then potential financial savings for the U.S. by the end of our century would be $10 trillion. End quote. Another recent magazine of earned respect, National Geographic, dedicated a full subscription to our climate crisis, the Arctic. I loaned it to my good friend here to read and hopefully get some response on that. It's been over 90 degrees a lot in the Arctic. The ice is melting up there like crazy. In addition, NBC Nightly News commented the entire last week on recent news about how the climate is changing due to increased greenhouse emissions. One segment was the disappearance of a large glacier this year in Norway. It's no longer there, it's gone. The scientists tell us that any increase of 2.7 degrees Fahrenheit will bring catastrophic weather conditions that would be very difficult to withstand around the world, including any military actions by the U.S. Brigadier General King gave a presentation at the last Saturday thing at Johns County Community College. It was very interesting how it affects our military. We have seen the effects of the ocean heating up recently related to the force of hurricanes damaging our coastal areas, including Houston, Texas, as that city is flooding now. Imagine the temperature in Jalalabad, Pakistan, if average global temperatures reach 2.7 degrees Fahrenheit above present levels. On Saturday, September 14th, Johnson County leaders brought national speakers to Johnson County Community College for a climate summit. Around 800 citizens attended the event and learned the details of how we can mitigate our climate crisis. Delivered by one of the authors and editor of the nationally acclaimed book, Drawdown. This is what Drawdown looks like. It's this thick. It's very thick. And I took the liberty of making these copies dealing with cities that you might want to peruse. And you can just pass that on down. This is just one example, and it tells you at the very top of it, the number 27 is out of 100. This is the number 27 that can help reduce carbon emissions and methane emissions, et cetera, in our world. I believe it is time now for the city of Merriam to support climate crisis mitigation efforts like the one you're seeing around this nation and this world. So, the question is how to reduce the levels of carbon emissions here in the United States and around the world as quickly as possible. I am a co-leader with Dr. Jennifer Brown, who you heard at the microphone. She's a veterinarian in Johnson County within a national organization called Citizens Climate Lobby. We have a resolution in the U.S. House now with a number of Democrats and Republicans as co-sponsors, including U.S. Representative Emanuel Kleber, who I just talked to last Saturday with the climate strike down at the plaza. He and I talked for quite some time, and I asked him to write me a letter of recommendation and support for this, and I haven't seen it yet. I might see it in the next meeting. Just recently, our U.S. Representative Sharice Davids joined a caucus in this area. H.R. 763 predictably will reduce carbon emissions substantially, 40% by 2030, staying below a 2.7 degree Fahrenheit threshold considered safe. Other countries around the world, I understand it's over 90. That's what I've been hearing. Other countries around the world have placed a fee on carbon and have seen measurable emission reductions. One vital part of our bill is that all fees will be returned to every U.S. citizen to offset any financial harm. Gas prices will go up. People near the poverty line will get a check to help offset that. Kansas City, Missouri recently supported a resolution similar to the one on the table for discussion tonight. They voted on it and they passed it. I did send a copy of our proposal, which we will edit if we have a discussion. If people they don't like certain sections of it, we can talk about that, to every Merriam council member prior to this meeting to peruse. I have asked Dr. Brown to stay throughout the meeting to help answer any questions. Thank you.